Proceeds go to the improvements of the Lincoln County Multi-Purpose Facility. In 2009, over 3,000 people attended, with booths ranging from outfitters, boats, taxidermy, feed and seed stores, organizations like Mississippi Trophy Hunters, Mississippi Game and Fish, Magnolia Records, Ducks Unlimited. There was camo clothing, with just about anything you could want or need for hunting and fishing in one spot at the Lincoln County Wildlife Expo.
Well, I was hunting at the club I was in at the time, Pear Orchard Hunting Club. I had taken my preacher with me that day, Brother John Brannick. I put him on a stand where this deer had been seen before, and I went down to an area we call the swamp, and I was hunting a 9-point that we had pictures of down there.
Yes.
I saw a big deer coming through the down timber, knew I was going to shoot it. I got a shot, pulled the trigger, it folded like a $2 lounge chair. And when I walked up on it, it was this one. I thought it was a 9-point. I only saw this one beam coming through the tree.
Yes.
We stepped out behind the tree. I never looked at the horns again. So I had a little skill, a little luck, and a little divine intervention. Because of my preacher there, I think I had a little help from above.
Yes. Well, when they scored it, did they give you points on it, or
it's 22 scoreable points.
Oh,
it would have been 23, but I broke a little 2-inch point off the back, coming out of the woods with it on the 4-wheeler.
yes.
And that's what cost me first place at the Mississippi Wildlife.
Well, I know that that's a non-typical, but are those things in your area that you hunt, your club area? Is that kind of a typical pattern for deer to have?
No, this is the first one we've seen look like this. We've had him on the camera for the last 3 years, but most of our deer are very typical.
Yes. What was the age of the deer? Do you know the approximate age of them?
We guessed it at about 5.5. It wasn't a big deer, 180-pound deer, but it had been busy all year, I assure you.
Well, aside from the biggest rack that you have there, what was the next thing your club has seen there, the harvest?
I killed a nice 9-point last year that we never got scored, and we had a young man kill a nice 8-point last year that would have probably been a 130, 140 class deer.
All right. Well, after you achieve something like this, what's the next goal you have? Is there any way to go up, or you just want to?
It took me 40 years to get this one, so I guess I got 40 years to get one bigger than this.
We meet February the 1st, and we stop meeting today.
Right.
At least sometimes up to twice a month. That takes dedication.
Sure it does.
But the reason people are signing up for it is because of the turnout. What happens when the rubber hits the road and September, the 3rd weekend of September happens, So that's why we're here.
Well, I want to tell you, as a vendor, Mississippi Trophy Hunters, but also as a person, this has been a great deal for us. We have met a lot of nice people. There's people in crowds everywhere talking and mixing and mingling. Good food. I ate an alligator dog earlier, and caribou hamburgers and
buffalo burgers. Listen,
yeah.
You can come out to the expo, and that's something we were going towards, is an outdoor festival type setting.
Sure.
Where even if you're not hunting, there's things out here for you, for the non-hunters. So don't just think that just because when you watch the show, hey, that's another hunting deal or whatever, there's nothing out there for me. You ladies out there was a lot of really neat booths in there. Vintage Emporium did a great job with just decorations and other stuff. So.
My wife bought some stuff in there for the house. I bought some pictures, wildlife pictures. I also bought that big cow.
Oh, okay. You hung the cow high?
Yeah,
Good.
Cow high. That's mine.
Okay,
it says sold on it.
Oh, great.
Number one, we need to increase antelope opportunity across the state, and we need to protect 1.5-year-old bucks. What came out of that was the 4-point rule and the increased opportunity for doe days across the state. There were some great advantages to the 4-point rule. One of them, if you look at this graph, and on the right side, left side here, these are the 4 years prior to the 4-point rule going into place. You can see that 1/2 of the bucks harvested prior to the 4-point rule were 1.5 years old and younger. We look over here on the right side, this is 2005, and you can see that over 60% of the bucks harvested were over 3 years old. So in 10 years, the state of Mississippi completely flipped this graph upside down, and that's incredibly positive. We are now protecting a lot more of our younger bucks, getting them into this older age class, which therefore we have larger bucks across the state of Mississippi. However, there's some great disadvantages to a point restriction. The deer on the left is a 4-point. He's state legal. This is what that deer looked like when he was 3 years old. All these bucks in these next photographs are researched here at Mississippi State. We know how old they are. We know what their score is. This deer went from being a 16 B&C score of 16 to a B&C of 125 and 7/8 at 3 years old. However, he was legal for harvest at 1. This is a little southern point that scored 68 as a 1-year-old. Beautiful deer. This deer is dead across the state of Mississippi under the 4-point rule. At 3 years old, he's 126-inch 10-point. At 4 years old this year, this deer is going to be in the high 150s. Absolute gorgeous buck.
We got a sign over here that says, "Welcome outdoor enthusiasts." And that's what this is about. This is about coming out and enjoying family-oriented fun and having a good time doing it.
Well, it's been great, y'all. We got some good stuff from inside. Got some different booths showing different things. And we won the...
Absolutely, I was just going to say that. They called this special award, and that's probably because he rode rides the short bus. No, it's actually it was
That's my
okay. There was an unadvertised award this year for best booth, and Mississippi Sportsman's
That's all right.
Mississippi Trophy Hunters actually won that award this year.
That was surprising.
So the rest of your booths, you know, let's get it going and decorate your booths, because people make notice when they come by and see a really nice booth. They stop, and that's what they see. They say, if they listen, they're gonna put this much effort in their booth. They put this much effort in what they do, and so it shows.
So try us next year, because we're gonna be bigger and better.
We have the winners for this year's Big Buck Contest for 2009. The first division we're doing is the youth division. Our second place buck in the youth division goes to Hunter Sasker with a buck that scored 103 and 3/8. Now, our first place deer in the youth division for 2009 is Garrett Stewart with a buck that scored 141 and 5/8. Now we're in our women's division. Our second place buck this year in the 2009 Lynn County Wildlife Expo women's division goes to Becky Morgan with a buck that scored 91 and 6/8. Becky Morgan. Come on, Becky, run. No, you might fall. Never mind.
Somebody had a cookie measure. There you go. See you, Becky. Thank you.
And our overall winner for the women's division is Renee Weaver with a buck that scored 122 and 3/8. Renee Weaver with 122 and 3/8. Okay, to the men's division. Our third place in the men's division goes to Ken Allen with a buck that scored 151 and 6/8. 151 and 6/8. Ken Allen. Our second place buck is Billy McLeod with 160 and 6/8. Billy McLeod, 160 and 6/8. And our overall winner for the men's gun division, Matt Pitts with 186 and 6/8. Matt Pitts with 186 and 6/8.
With